friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share more of my book collection with you. I shared before my children's book collection, and I know not everybody was interested in that, but I know that there are some kindergarten teachers and maybe some parents out there that were interested in it. And also I just wanted a way to keep track of the children's books that I have right now, and as my collection grows I'll be able to look back at that video and see what I have acquired since this time. But today I want to share with you something that most of you would be a little bit more interested in, I think, and that is my collection of coffee table books. Now, not all of these you will probably consider coffee table books, but these are ones that I have dedicated to the shelf on my bookshelf. It's the bottom left one. The children's books are on the bottom right. The coffee table books are on the bottom left, and these are just all the books that I have dedicated to that shelf. There are a couple of books that I have pulled from my living room back here because I don't actually have them on my shelf, but they are coffee table books. So today's video is going to be my coffee table book collection. I hope you enjoy. There is quite a variety, but I think coffee table books are something that you don't necessarily read from cover to cover. You just pick up from time to time, and these are books that you can either put on display or they're type of like reference books, and I really enjoy them. I don't often splurge on them because I'd rather buy books that I'm actually going to read, but I do occasionally pick them up, and today I'm going to share my full collection with you. So the first one that I have is Bodies from the Ice, and it's Melting Glaciers and the Recovery of the Past. I recently picked this book up for free, and it just talks about where there's like glaciers and the glaciers are melting away and they discover these bodies. I just recently picked this up, so I haven't even really flipped through it other than just like a glance to see if I would be interested, and I absolutely was, so I'm adding this to my collection. I've had this one for quite a while, and there's a lot of interesting things in there, and I have read quite a few sections, and that is Homesteading, a Backyard Guide to Growing Your Own Food, Canning, Keeping Chickens, Generating Your Own Energy, Crafting, Herbal Medicine, and more. And this one is just all about like recipes and ideas and tips and tricks, and it has great photography in there as well, and this is like making candles, and I really like this book, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. The next book I originally picked up for my kindergarten classroom when we were talking about animals, and that is National Geographic's Great Migrations, and it has a super foily shiny cover, but I think this is a really beautiful book. It's very striking on the front and the back because of the metallic foil, but it also has a lot of great information about animal migrations, and because my husband is obsessed with National Geographic, this is something that he can enjoy as well. But the imagery inside is beautiful, and how funny that it has like the zebras on the front, and I open up to the zebras. Let's find something else interesting, shall we? So here we have a bat. Yeah, so I really like this book, and I do references in the classroom, and I have looked through quite a bit of this. Also on my coffee table shelf I have my sorority books, and this is my member manual. I have all of our Phoenix magazines that I have received, and I also have The Years Behind Us, A History of Alpha Sigma Alpha. It's this huge heavy book. I haven't read all of this yet, but it has great information about my sorority in it and like the history of my sorority. The next three books are ones that I actually currently have in my living room, but again I pulled them back here to show you. The first one is The Spirit of the Elephant, another one that I originally got from my kindergarten classroom, but of course I love having it in my own home. And this talks all about elephants and just everything about them, and it has wonderful photography, and that's one thing that I definitely love about coffee table books is all the great photos. This is a really cool one. It's called Skyscrapers, Fabulous Buildings That Reach for the Sky, and it's actually like this huge book. It's like bigger than my head. But yeah, it has great photos in here and just talks about architecture all over the world, and again another book that I originally got from my kindergarten classroom. And the last book that I had in my living room is this book by one of my favorite photographers ever. Like, she's hands down my favorite photographer, and that is Sally Mann's Deep South. And in this book she actually showcases photos that she took as part of a project called the Deep South, and she used broken lenses to take most of the photographs, and I just think they're so haunting and so amazing, and if you look through some of my black and white photography, you could tell that I'm really inspired by her, and I love her work. It's so eerie and so beautiful, and I just want every single one of her books, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So definitely have this on display in my living room. Like I said at the very beginning, there's quite a variety because I'm into a lot of things, but these coffee table books definitely reflect my hobbies and my interests. This yoga book right here, and it's Yoga for Your Type, an Ayurvedic approach to your asana practice. And this workbook kind of tells you different poses that you can do, different asanas to strengthen your individual Ayurvedic type. There's 3 different types, and it tells you which poses help your particular type. And I am a kapha, so I have reference to the kapha section quite often. I also have this great book. I love sea turtles. If you don't know, sea turtles are one of my favorite animals in the entire world, as well as giraffes. And this cover, right? And it's The Dive, The Ultimate Guide to the World's Top Dive Locations by Monty Halls. And I mean, underwater is just so fascinating to me, and it has some really awesome photography, and it talks about great dive locations that you can go to, and like for beginners, intermediate, and experts, and the type of sea life that you'll see in those dives. So this is an excellent guide if you're going to get into diving or like scuba diving, and if you just love sea life, marine life in general. Next one I'm going to show you, I'm starting to notice a theme, is the Children's Ocean Life Encyclopedia. Discover the secrets of Earth's oceans and seas. And this is basically just a children's guide to the marine life. This is a super old copy of a Life Natural Library book, and it's The Forest. And my mom and dad live kind of in the woods. They have like a cabin in the woods, and we always talk about the evolution of the forest, how certain trees grow at different times and how they all seem to die out in the same time period and different trees grow in their place, like kind of like the same trees, like it's either all hardwoods or it's all softwoods, and the forest floor and things like that. So when I saw this, I definitely wanted to pick it up. It's very old, but it has a lot of great info about like the foliage and fauna that you will see in the forest and the evolution of the forest. Another great old reference book I have is Houseplants, the American Horticultural Society Illustrated Encyclopedia of Gardening. Whew, that's a mouthful. My husband picked this up for me at his work because they were doing like a book sell thing, and he knows I have quite a few houseplants, and so yeah, so he got me this, and it has great old pictures of houseplants in there and how to take care of them and pests to look for or like problems and which ones do best in certain zones and so forth. The next two kind of go together. The first one I am going to show you is A Lifetime of Secrets by Frank Warren, and the second one is Post Secret, and also by Frank Warren. I believe that Post Secret was published first. I'm not sure, like off the top of my head. But basically these just have people's secrets. They have submitted anonymously, and they've been published. So it's kind of like voyeuristic to like read through these, and I just find them very fascinating. I also have this baby animals book. This is another one that I got from my kindergarten classroom, and it has just great photography of baby animals, and it just talks like all about them and, you know, stuff like that. And this is by Debbie Stowe. I love animals. Next one I got at a thrift store, and the cover is a little faded, but it is this Lily Pulitzer, A Guide to Colorful Holidays, and it has recipes according to the holidays, like decorating ideas, entertaining ideas, and so forth. And it's really fun, and the graphics and illustrations inside are thumbs up. I have shown this Charles Dickens quite a few times on my channel. I absolutely love it. I doubt I will ever fully be able to commit to reading this cover to cover, but it's a beautiful book talking about the life and the works of Charles Dickens, and it's just a lovely book, great information inside, and I'm so happy I have it in my collection. I got these both for free at a store that just had some free books sitting out front, and of course, as a book lover, I'm like, free books? Yes! So I picked up these two saint books. I have St. Nicholas and St. Francis, and these are just really good reference books about these saints and their lives and what they stand for. I also have this cute little The Frugal Foodie cookbook, and I think I got this about like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago at Target, and it just has like tips like frugal foodie tips and big taste for small change, and it has recipes inside, and it's just a cute little handheld recipe book. I recently showed this one in my road trips recommendations video, and that is Road Trip, the Great American Road Trip, and it just has all of the cool road trip destinations across the United States. My mom got me this amazing field guide to the birds by Roger Torrey Peterson, and it's just a field guide to birds, how to identify them, where they live, and so forth. But she got this from me at a really cool bookstore in Baltimore, Maryland, and I really love it. It's old, it's like a great reference book. My Snapchat, it's really messed up here on the back, but it's called Green Mama, the Guilt-Free Guide to Helping You and Your Kids Save the Planet. And even though it's like kind of torn up, I mean, it really is kind of torn up on the back here, I got it for free, and I figured I could use the tips to be a little bit more eco-conscious. Another yoga book that I have is Yoga and Ayurveda, Self-Healing and Self-Realization. I really do enjoy yoga and practicing living a better lifestyle for myself, and this book helps me realize that. I have The Complete Idiot's Guide to Geocaching. I do really enjoy geocaching. I haven't been in quite a couple of years now, like in a few years, like maybe 2 to 3 years, but I really do like geocaching, and when me and my husband first got into it, we saw this book and we were like, let's give it a go. I also have my Bible on the shelf. I still have it in the box. It's actually a really beautiful Bible. I picked it out a long time ago, but it's this beautiful pink Bible, leather cover, and yeah, I love it so much, and obviously I'm a Christian and I'm proud of that, and yeah, I definitely want to have this forever and ever. It's up for free, and I'm not really sure why other than like the medal on the front, but I got Sir Walter Raleigh and The Quest for El Dorado, but it's another reference book. Another book that my mom got me is the works of Henry David Thoreau, complete and unabridged, and I love this edition. It's the Longmeadow Press genuine bonded leather edition. It's very shiny, the foil and stuff, and it has the gold gilded pages. The first story in here is Walden, and I really want to read it, but I need the Spark Notes. So I'm on the hunt for those. If you have Spark Notes that you're willing to send me or let me borrow, like that would be cool. I have tried looking online. I need the physical copy. I do this before. I have Pretty Happy, Healthy Ways to Love Your Body by Kate Hudson, and I have started reading this and I am enjoying it. I also have a novel. It's actually a novel, you guys, and it's called Chopsticks by Jessica Anthony and Rodrigo Corral, and it is actually a novel, but it's all pictures, no words, and you kind of have to piece together the story. And the last 2 books that I have are writing books. I have this, The Indie Author Guide, Self-Publishing Strategies Anyone Can Use, that I got for free, and I just got it, so I haven't really been able to look at it too much. And then my wonderful secret sister sent me the Wonder Book, The Illustrated Guide to Creating Imaginative Fiction, and I love this book, you guys. It's been so helpful, and since I've never taken a writing class, it's been like extra helpful for me. But those are all of my coffee table books. I know it is quite a collection. I'm sure there's people out there that have more than me, but this is what I have in my collection right now. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's something that you definitely think I should add to my collection, or if you've read any of these and enjoy them. But that's all I have for today. I'll see you again next time. Bye!